Exclamation points. Not really. I use type in caps a lot though. I type in caps a lot because I'm angry. I'm an angry guy. Exclamation points. Oh, whoops. Mute that. What a dumb question. What a terrible, dumb, stupid question. All right. It says I'm playing Dark Souls. Let me update that. I keep forgetting to update this. My apologies. You don't have to slit your wrist now. No more Dark Souls. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Kidding around, fella. Just kidding around. Let's have some fun here. Well, not me. I have to work. But you guys can have some fun. Oh yeah, well, I forget whose idea that was to do that. That wasn't mine though. That wasn't my idea. I guess it was somebody else there. We're just gonna keep listening to an old dumb podcast. Well, who am I to stop you? You guys are all living in the past. Living in the past. Don't know how to escape. Exodus? I didn't say that. I didn't say it was a book in the Bible, did I? The hell if I know. I don't remember. Maybe I did. You know, I don't have time to say a lot of dumb. I'm sure you guys say a lot of dumb shit in your lives, right? Well, we say a lot of dumb shit too. Hello, yes, hello, Twin Peaks fan. Who is your favorite Twin Peaks character? Don't say Dale Cooper. I like the Log Lady, personally. I'll tell you who my most hated character is. It's the middle-aged cheerleader woman. That was a weird... That plot line was a little too weird. I hated that. That plot line alone almost made me turn it off. I was just like, I've had enough of this. Had enough. God damn, if she comes back in the new one, I'm turning it off. Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks is about a. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's a is it a town in Colorado? Where is Twin Peaks? Where is fictional Twin Peaks? But anyway, yeah. So there's a murder. There's a murder in this small woody town, and they call in an FBI agent, Dale Cooper, to help crack the case. And I don't think I should probably say much more than that. But it's a very Wyoming. Okay, it's let's just say it goes in some very interesting directions. That show. Is that an acceptable premise, Dale Cooper? There's backwards talking midgets and aliens and coffee and donuts and middle-aged cheerleaders with superhuman strength, and somehow this still aired on fucking CBS in the 80s in prime time. I don't know how the fuck that happened, and somehow it was popular. And Ghosts. Who could forget the Ghosts? Oh my god. If you watch it, I mean, just know that there was some behind the scenes turmoil, and the Mr. Show Creator left before the end of the run, so it sort of gets a little shaky there at the end. The doorknob with the crazy face. I forget that part. I haven't started Fargo season 3 yet. I was finishing watching Fortitude. I just finished watching Fortitude on Netflix, on Amazon Prime. That was a good show. I don't know. I think a lot of people are a little split on season 2, but there's 2 seasons. But I don't know. It was watchable. It definitely got a little weird there in season 2, but the Sawmill, yes, of course, yes. And the X-Files is coming back, so be ready for that one. It wasn't on Hulu? Oh, that's because I think Amazon. I think Amazon bought it. Yeah, it's an Amazon exclusive, but yeah. At the very least, I think everyone would like season 1. Season 2 is all right, but yeah, it definitely goes on some strange directions. You really, I think the thing I like about Fortitude that I like about other shows. Is the fact that you just never know who's gonna fucking die. You never see it coming when somebody dies. Or maybe you see it coming, but then the person, somebody dies, but not the person you think they were gonna die. So it's always. I like the cast though. I like the mixed sort of. It's like a worldly cast because I guess it's like all these scientists and policemen and miners in this Nordic town. I like the setting though. It's kind of, I like how it sort of straddles the line. It really straddles the line between sci-fi and just really weird science. It's sort of, you're not sure if there's really anything supernatural really going on or not. It's hard to tell. Even though like things are going on in the show that are clearly, you know, made up, it's still like theoretically like, okay, that could maybe happen, but you don't really know for sure. But it's sort of, you're always waiting for something fucking crazy to happen. But anyways. Alien or Predator? I mean, the Predators are more interesting to me. I don't really consider the aliens to be that fascinating, really. They're just sort of, they're interesting, but they're not that interesting. I don't know. I kind of like the Predators because they have this sort of code of conduct. You're playing my Fallout DLC character? Well, don't let him be too mean to you. You know. Alien was a better movie. Look. Listen, I'm gonna say this. I liked Alien a lot, but as far as my sensibilities go, I feel like Aliens and Predator is more up my, you know, my level of interest because it's, I don't know why I find it appealing. It's just this over the top these macho assholes slinging like insults at, you know, clever, witty insults and dialogue at each other the whole movie. It's just got a lot of personality. Yeah, you know, yes, it doesn't have like the horror atmosphere and brooding pacing, but I just think they're more fun movies and, well, you know, bunch of slack-jawed faggots around here. they're not gonna say that in a movie ever again. Good old Jesse Ventura with that line. Let me pull it. Man, Predators. We don't got time to bleed. I'm gonna bring up some Predator quotes here. I'll just listen to Predator quotes. Quotes from the movie Predator. Let's see what happens here.
You son of a bitch.
She spilled my coffee.
The CIA got you pushing too many pencils?
Get that stinking shit out of my face.
Bunch of slack-jawed faggots around here. This stuff will make you a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus. Just like me.
Strap this on your sore ass plane.
Oh, I always thought he said Tyrannosaur, but he says Tyrannosaurus. All right, my mistake.
Stick around.
Stick around. It's after he throws a knife in the guy. Stick around.
You're hit. You're bleeding, man.
I ain't got time to bleed.
Oh. Okay.
Fucking Jesse Ventura always had a fucking mouthful of chew. It's like the whole movie. He's probably got mouth cancer from just that shoot.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
But just...
Get to the chopper! Ugly motherfucker.
My favorite Mad Max quote. Jesus, I don't know. Die Hard. I don't know. There's a lot of funny scenes in Die Hard. Is so good too. Just the maybe and fucking Hans Gruber's like reading off the guy's sweatshirt. Good old Hans Gruber. You know what's so weird to me watching Die Hard? I feel like in my mind as a kid, I always thought of Die Hard as this weird rated R sequel to the sitcom Family Matters because it was Carl Winslow. He played a cop in Family Matters, but then he played like the same character in Die Hard. I'm just like, oh, this is what happens when Carl Winslow's out on the town or whatever. At least I think he was a cop in Family, or was he not a cop in Family Matters? For some reason, I was associated with Family Matters. He was a policeman on there, yeah. All right, never mind. Yeah. Yeah. I was right. You probably look like Matt. You probably look like Blaster Goblin King Dave. Yeah, you know you do. I did play the Mad Max game. I liked it with some caveats. It's a good game. Here's the positives. The world, as far as like a wasteland of nothingness, was done really well. they made a bunch of much of the world areas look sort of very unique. The lighting engine was really great. The driving was fun. The combat was very simple. The only thing I kind of wish that game would have been so great if it was. I don't want to say I like turning a lot of games into like this Dark Souls type thing, but if Mad Max was more like Dark Souls, where you didn't have a map really, you just had to sort of drive around and find things. But they sort of just made it. They almost spoon-fed you the whole game. Like, you go up in these balloons, and it pretty much just tells you where everything is, and it's just no fun. It's just like, oh, now it's just driving point to point. It didn't, well, upgrading your weapons and cars sort of kept me going, but the funniest thing about it, the saddest part was they clearly put so much work into the game, and then clearly, I think, at some point somebody was like, okay, you guys got like 6 months to finish this, I don't care. So they had to make, there's 6 bosses in the game, and 5 of them are identical to each other. And I mean they are the same character colored differently. I don't know if I've shown, if I can find pictures of this fucking guy. I don't even know if I can find pictures of him. Fucking A, I don't know. See, like, okay. This is what I'm talking about. So there's 5 guys. Like, here's one of them. And he's, you know, he has black leather, right? And now here's the next boss. Same guy, just gold colored instead of black colored. And they're all like that, and they all fight exactly the same. So that was, considering like how long the game is and how long it takes to get to each boss, you're just like, really? Yeah, I did have a clip of that. I don't know what happened to it. I guess I deleted it. Yeah, it glitched out on me. All the characters I killed flew up in the air and started spinning around. I don't know. I did not see The Ghost in the Shell, no. I did not yet. I'll just watch it when it's out on Netflix one day or something. I don't know. I was going to see it, but we were going to see it one night, but then we saw the movie Get Out instead, which was a good movie, so I'm glad we made that choice. If you haven't seen it, I would recommend it. I haven't finished. I started watching Train to Busan. I haven't gotten to the end of it yet. Shit. You liked it that much, huh? Alright. I'm gonna grab some coffee. 1 second. Probably, Dave. Probably. But, you know, there's worse ways to live, right? Certainly. I don't play mobile games, so I just don't play them. What's your favorite, huh? I've tried like the more popular ones, and I just don't get. I'm just like this is. It doesn't even feel like a game. It just feels like you're something made to make you just dump hundreds of dollars into it. I don't know. I tried Super Mario Run. It didn't really catch my interest. I tried what's it fucking called? That tower defense game. It's like is it Clash of something? I don't know. It was like this, but it just felt not. I don't know. I just like this is not fun to me. Just does not feel right. Clash of Clans. Yeah, that's it. Crush the Castle? Is that the game that had like that everyone claimed Angry Birds ripped off that game? I remember it, but I also understand why Angry Birds caught on and that didn't. This is just the Ghost in the Shell movie soundtrack. This lame shit out of here. Oh, this is the, oh, sorry, it's not. This is something else now. This is like, people, your fucking questions. Type of cheese. I like... I'm not really a fan of American cheese. I like provolone and sharp cheddar. I don't like American, and I don't really like Swiss. Hotline Miami. I haven't listened to that in a while. You can listen to that if you want. Pepper jack is acceptable. I like pepper jack. I don't know. I don't know what I have against Swiss cheese, but I really just, when I make French onion soup, I know, like a lot of these recipes are like, oh, you absolutely need, what's it called? It's technically Swiss cheese, but it's like fancy Swiss cheese. It's called like it's like Gruyere, whatever it's called. It's Gruyere. Man, I can't fucking say it. I can't say it. Yeah, it's like a really hard Swiss cheese. This. But I tried that and it sucked. I hated it. I'm trying to look for a picture. Yeah, so let me show you a picture here. So I tried making French onion soup with the gear cheese, and this is what it ended up looking like, right? So I'm like, this is unacceptable. This is completely unacceptable. So I ended up using provolone instead, and that's what it came out like. So I'm like, and it tasted better. So I'm just like, yeah. I'm like, I want provolone. So anyways, yeah. I gotta make that again. That was some good stuff. That's some good stuff. I mean, yeah, it just looks visually it looks better, but I personally just like the taste better. I don't know, unless I just had it under the broiler for too long. I don't know. I don't like Swiss cheese that much anyway, so it wasn't like no big loss. Fuck Swiss cheese. Yeah, I said it. I'm on CS3. I'd upgrade, but there's some technical limitations. We can't upgrade at the moment, so I just have to finish off this game with CS3, and then I'll probably upgrade after that or something. Since I'm really tired of using, I don't like using out-of-date software that can easily be just like one day it's just not going to work anymore. So I just it stresses me out. So it's really there's a version on Windows that's really like a cracked version that's really easy to install, but on the Mac it's not so easy. Mac makes it much harder. So I would like to just upgrade to Adobe Animate or something at some point. The subscription model, I mean, yeah, I hear you. I mean, it is making them a lot more money than before. It's sort of hooking people in, so I understand why they did it. No, Mac is great for like I like my Mac for everything. The only problem with it is Adobe's old software is a living hell to deal with on a Mac because there's just no, there's like, here's the alright, so here's the problem, right? I bought CS3. I paid for it. I didn't steal it, I paid for it. But the problem is, after there's a registration thing going on with it, so anytime you have to reinstall it, or if your computer dies, or if it's dying, you have to deregister your copy and then re-register it on the new machine. But over the years, I've had like things happen where the computer fucked up and I didn't get a chance to deregister it. And you can't call up Adobe. Adobe refuses to help you. They refuse. They're like, listen, they're like, you get some asshole on the phone that's like, I'm sorry, sir, we have the new version you can buy. I'm sorry, this isn't supported anymore. So I'm stuck with a legit copy I can't fucking use. So I have to resort to getting cracked copies of CS3. So I got one on Windows. I have a PC. I have a PC at work. But the Mac cracked version is a whole lot harder to deal with. it just upsets me dealing with. So I would pay the goddamn subscription fee. I just want to be able to, like, even if everything crashed and burned, I just want to have everything backed up and I can just start fresh and just reinstall it. I can just click a button, all my fucking Adobe programs will reinstall, and I don't have to fucking deal with it. So I dream of that day. One day, yes. I have a cracked version of the entire CS3 suite where I can reinstall Flash from it and it works somehow. So I don't know how, I don't know why, but I'm grateful it does. So, but sometimes it doesn't work. I don't know. I had this problem with my work computer where it wasn't reinstalling, so I had to back up from my home machine. That did work. So, man, I was losing sleep at night. I'm just like, if I can't get this fucking thing reinstalled, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So, there you have it. So I ended up buying a PC and installing all the Flash I need and everything as a backup. Like, it was a lot of money, but it just gave me some fucking peace of mind knowing I can continue working in CS3 until this fucking game is done. So, fuck software. Fuck computer software. It's a nightmare. Go dig holes in the ground. It's a lot easier. You can just buy a shovel. Everyone knows how to use a shovel. Holy shit. It just feels so out of your control. Like, so many like things just happen on computers. You're just like, why is it happening? I don't know. I don't know. I accidentally bought a really good PC, I guess, I think. Yeah, I told people the specs the other night. So, it's a really good PC. I just, it's sitting next to my, like, 5-6-year-old Mac Mini. Which, God bless it. God bless that little thing. It's still running. Still running like a champ. That Mac Mini has outlasted more expensive Macs I've had. So, I'm designing this thing so you can actually stand on top of this. Anyway, alright, I'm gonna draw the chord here. Yes, I did. did watch Better Call Saul, yes. I just want Chuck. I want Chuck to just die. I want the plot line to move on. I'm tired of Chuck. Tired of Chuck and his aluminum foil and everything else. I've had enough. Enough of it. What's the best way to export a transparent animated GIF? There's some settings. There's, hold on, I'll find the link for you. There's some particular settings you can use to help expedite the Here's a link. Don't lose it. So you can do this. Follow those settings, and then if you still have trouble, import it into Photoshop, and you can adjust the setting. You can adjust the timing if you want. If you find that it's running weird in your browser, because let me tell you something, the whole debacle of animated GIFs and different browsers is far more complicated than you can possibly imagine. Every browser has its own fucking rules for animated GIFs. There's like a set of rules inside an animated GIF, like for the timing of the speed of the GIF and the GIF, as some assholes call it. It's ignored. These rules are like ignored by some browsers or followed by others. So if you're having trouble with that, import it into Photoshop, open up the animation tool, reset the timing on everything, and just export it out of Photoshop, and it should run okay. GIF is peanut butter. I don't know what the hell everyone's fucking problem is. GIF. What? This world is going to hell. I'm with you, Nocturno. I'm with you 100%. I've used Photoshop's animation tools a little bit, but it's not. There's no reason for me to. I only really use it to export GIFs. I don't. I don't really take it. I know, like, that game Indivisible, they animate everything in Photoshop, which I think is fucking madness. I feel like they need they need like 10 times the people to make that game, because I feel like Corey and I are doing the same amount of animation or more even than they are with Flash versus what they're doing with Photoshop. I don't know. I feel like they're just doing shit the hard way. Anybody who animates with Photoshop is just doing shit the hard way. But I guess they have their reasons. I guess they have to you know, make sure there's palette swaps and all that stuff. So they have to use the appropriate settings. I don't care. The creator, that's bullshit. Like, I get it, but but it's like GIF was already kind of well established, and it works because nothing else in the world is called a GIF, and a G is, you know, it looks like it's supposed to be said as GIF. Nothing else is called a GIF, so there's no confusion. When he calls it GIF, you know, he's betraying so many standard rules. He's betraying the universe by calling it a GIF. Sorry. Sorry, man. Sorry. You're wrong. Yeah, is this your current animation teacher? If he's encouraging people to animate in Photoshop and shitting on Flash, he's a fool. He's a fool, and you can tell him that. Tell him I said so. Animate in Photoshop. Fuck off. It's a woman, of course. No. Listen to me. Listen to me. Don't listen to... Look, who does this shit day in and day out every single fucking day? Me. Listen to the pro. Do you see any animators? Do you see any... Is there any other... I mean, putting me aside... Do you see any other fucking animators you like animating in Photoshop? No. No, they're not. Hey, you can... Hey, but I'm sure it has its uses, but come on now. She's in the industry, though. What does she do in the industry? Show me. Show me her work. Show me what she does. Let's see. Let's judge. That's so dumb. See, here's the thing. Here's the dumb reasoning. There's so many things you can do in Flash animation wise you cannot do in... Why do you think Adobe is still, you know, using Adobe Animate? Why didn't they kill it off if they thought it was truly useless, huh? Animating in Photoshop is like, it's like going backwards. It's like animating games from the 90s almost, when you're doing it that way. It was, wait, the last time she sent me something, it was a month or so, it was... What is Spooderman? What the hell is Spooderman? Animating in Photoshop is nuts. Zurel. Well, that's what he... Well, he uses it all day, doesn't he? He just likes complaining about it. It's just like... That's just how it is. People who use Flash all day still complain about it because that's all it... You know, if they were using Toon Boom, they could be complaining about that all day. There's no, like, magical program that's the best thing. It's just... It's what you prefer, but you better be careful what you shit on if you're suggesting animators use fucking Photoshop to animate. Oh my god. Probably. That's why they have 70 people working on it, because it's so... Well, Zor-El can do whatever the hell he wants, you know. Everyone else we know, a lot of other people, I mean... Do you like Red Minus's animation? He uses Flash CS3, you know, it's like... If you're doing all frame-by-frame stuff, then, you know, by all fucking means, you know, you do whatever you want, but... If you're gonna shit on Flash, at least suggest like Toon Boom or something. Don't fucking suggest Photoshop. My god. Nobody can animate anything but like animated GIFs or simple little things if you're using Photoshop. So I don't know. I'm gonna drop the subject. I'm very sensitive. I'm very sensitive to ignorant people. That's all. That's all right? I like Flash because you can actually set everything in movie clips and timelines and animate things in different ways. I don't know, man. I don't know why he... You know, like, let me show you that. Hold on, let me just show you. So here's like part of this thing I'm working on, right? So let me just close this. Hold on. So this is just like a simple top half of something, right? So the nice thing about it is I can animate all these parts doing their own thing independently. I don't have to make them all. I don't have to put them all on separate timelines. I don't have to put them all in the same time. Like, if you're using Photoshop, you have to put them all in the same timeline. So, like, you go into this head. You have the eyebrows moving independently. You can have these lights blinking independently. There's the there's the burning embers from the eyes. You can make that a separate animation, right? So you can very easily layer all these things together. The blinking lights, the eyes, the glowing effect here. You know, there's this subtle pulsing glowing effect. And then this thing has you know, blinking lights, its own separate thing. It has this thing blinking, its separate thing. So when you layer it all together, you can do all sorts of crazy things. That's why I like it anyway, so I don't know. Whatever anybody wants to do. Do what you want. Do what your heart desires. Here, let me show you one other thing if I can find it. You know, Photoshop has layers. Yeah, multiple layers, but one timeline. You can't have things running at different speeds. So like here, hold on. I'll show you this quick little sprite sheet I made, right, of this one enemy that I animated in Flash for this game. Hold on, whoops. So here's like a little sprite sheet I made of a few things this one guy does, right? It has two timelines. I'm talking about like how movie clips have different. You can set everything to have a different speed. Every part can have its own timeline. So like you can do the frame by frame stuff like this. Or tween the parts around, or you know, I don't know, man. I'm part of the Church of Flash. Sorry, I'm not animating in Photoshop. I think like the newest version of Photoshop, they probably keep improving their animation tools, but Adobe has Animate or Flash as part of their program suite for a reason. Like you can't do in Photoshop what you do in Flash. An animated Glass Cake. What? An animated graphic remover can even operate as a... Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can make it a mask. Well, I'm just showing off a few things. I mean, it's still like you still have like no context for any of it, and there's Corey and I have only shown off like 2% of everything, so. I'm just saying, if you want to learn animation, and timing, I think you just have an easier time with Flash or Toon Boom. Don't try to learn animation in Photoshop. That's a big waste of fucking time. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I apologize. But It is. It's simple. The tools are simple. They're as simple as you want them to be. But people just like shitting on Flash because of the browser Flash player. Like they get confused. They get mentally handicapped, or they confuse the two. Like your teacher. You'd argue Toon Boom is... I've never used Toon Boom, so I can't even comment. So, I don't know. All I know is I saw it once, and it had like a baby boy interface, and I'm just like, what is this? I think they've improved it since then, but... You know... It's not going to be a browser game, no. It's just the animations are done in Flash. We're doing everything in vector art, so it's infinitely scalable on, you know, the console or whatever. Like, yeah, so. Look, just try it all out. See whatever's easiest for you. I don't know. Do whatever the hell you want. Puppet animation? Well... if you're doing puppet animation, After Effects is probably better than Flash. Because, you know, if you look at, like, the puppet animation in Battle Block Theater, that was all done in After Effects. So, I mean, if that's what he wants to do, fine, but... Again, it's like, you can't really, you know, each has its strengths and weaknesses. You have to remember, like, Flash 2 has, like, a whole coding backend for making games and interactive things, too. That's what it was initially supposed to be, not like a cartoon maker. So people took that and started making games with it. Have I talked about Bill Nye yet? No, I haven't. I haven't watched a whole lot of the Bill Nye show. All I know is I started watching it and I was very frustrated with what I was seeing. I was seeing Bill Nye trying really hard to be a comedian and failing, and it upset me. I didn't even realize how bad it got. Like Chris posted that clip. I didn't even realize how crazy awful it got later in the show. Whoever the hell was writing Bill Nye's scripts was only doing it a great disservice. People just wanted to see like old Bill Nye. They just wanted like fun, simple science lessons. They didn't want Bill Nye using phrases like I'm a cis male or whatever the fuck it was. Like nobody wanted that. I don't know what the hell happened. It really upsets me because I feel like we really needed like a good science show. We really needed Bill Nye to hit this out of the park, and they completely fucked it up. Because there's a lot of retards out there. There's a lot of like retards, like flat earthers and climate change deniers and all that, and Bill Nye really needed to like come along and be like, "See, idiots, this is how it is," and they dropped the ball. They dropped the ball completely. I mean, from what I've seen, it wasn't all bad or anything, but it was too much. It was just like the tone was all off. The tone, like, it just should have been Bill Nye being real with you and not cracking old man jokes or trying to be hip with the kids. Trying to be like, Gonna make some hip references now, like ironically, but still cringy. Just like Bill, I just want to slap Bill in the face. I'm like, what are you doing, Bill? What are you doing? What are you doing, Bill? Get with the program. Oh my god, it just made me sad. Yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, the first thing... okay, I watched most of the first episode, and he said, this show is for adults. He's like, we're going to talk about serious issues. And, you know, and it was kind of cool. Like, I'm like, okay, he's pretty much aiming at the audience that grew up on him, and he's just going to make a more mature science show. And I'm like, I don't even care if it was a little boring. He's just going to cover serious topics and talk about them. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm all in. But then he immediately goes into this weird, like, cringy YouTube mode, and I'm just like, somebody behind the scenes is completely responsible for this. Like, I don't even blame Bill Nye. I think somebody told him how to act, and it just ruined everything. Some fucking hipster, some probably, like, I don't know, some 23-year-old, like... like some 23-year-old girl somewhere behind the scenes who's some like media producer's like, listen, Bill, this is what the people want on YouTube, and they just ruined everything. Like Neil deGrasse Tyson on Cosmos, he didn't fuck that up. He kept that, you know, it wasn't perfect, but he kept that real enough, you know. At times, maybe he was a little schlocky with things, but it never got, like, he never went into the cringe zone. Neil deGrasse Tyson. I'm sorry. Every time I see his name, I think of that stupid Canadian show, Degrassi, and I see Neil deGrasse Tyson. I don't know. It's my fault. All right. I mix them up. My brain mixes them up. Suck a dick, all right? Let's just forget I said that and move on. All right, buddy. Oh yeah, no, I remember. It's a Canadian produced show that I don't know how I learned about it. I remember listening to Kevin Smith's podcast, and he was obsessed with it. He was obsessed with the show, and he's like, I looked up some clips, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this? It's just it's like Canadian Saved by the Bell, but even worse. Why did I make it red? Red is just a temp color. Red is just so I can see all the fills. Like we basically color everything red just as a quick fill, so I can see where the gaps are and all the flaws are, and then I'll go over it later. It's just hard. It just takes too much time to color it the way I want it the first time. But I don't like leaving the line work empty. I just want it to feel solid so I can see it on top of a background. Jeff, I'm Canadian in its heyday. That's all there ever was for that time. The black man, yes, he's a no nonsense character. I have to draw him doing things tonight if I can get to it. I'll see how far I get. Just gonna finish this thing and then I'll move on. How much does... Well, okay, if you want an example... Like, okay, so, like... With this thing, this controller box thing, so, like, for example, characters are going to stand on top of it, right? Like, this guy's not playable. He's not a playable character, but just as an example. So, what I have to do is I have to section it off. So, like, I have to make this piece in front, so... knowing when he jumps, he's always kind of behind it, like he's behind the top part. You can see, so Tom will break it off, so like he never crosses into the background like this. He'll jump and he'll hit the roof like this. The playable character, that is. So I break things up into pieces, so like certain things are in the foreground, certain things are in the background. Just things like that. Have sprite shapes ever conflicted with game balance? I mean, there's been issues. I mean, when you say game balance, I mean, there's visually there's been issues like that we've had to work on because because we're doing a lot of 2D art that simulates 3D. So there's a lot of little instances, like where a character is climbing up over a ledge. You always have to just make sure the character is in front of what he should be in front of and back of what he should be in back of. And sometimes there's like conflicting info, there's conflicting data, and the character goes where he's not supposed to. So... But that, you know, when it pops up, we just kind of take a look at it and fix it. It's just sometimes you just don't... Sometimes I give Tom stuff, I just don't see it. I don't see the conflict until it's actually implemented. Ugh. Put little warning signs on this stuff, like a little lightning bolt. Because, you know, a lot of games that are made with like Game Maker, they use like a strict sort of grid system with their platforms. We're kinda... Our platforms are a lot more organic. Like, we just draw them however the hell we want, and then Tom will draw like a path for the characters to follow. So they don't look like some grid-based thing. But that always leads to like little issues here and there. Well, okay, I mean, okay, so if like if I draw a boss too big, that's the nice thing too about vector art is, you know, we can, you know, with Photoshop, if I were to make a pixelated character, I'd be stuck with that size, but with this, because it's vector art, I can scale it. We can just scale it up or down how we see fit. So if something's too big, too small, we can just tweak the size. So a lot of times Corey and I, we're always we're always drawing things like we're like way too big, and you know, we fix that though later. Well, I'm just saying the benefit. Look, don't get all cheeky, all right? I'm just saying it's the benefit of vector art in general, which Toon Boom has too, but Toon Boom doesn't do really game sprites. I just like vector art. I like vector art over you know, raster-based art. You could try it. I mean, look, you can do it like here. Like there's this background thing I made, which is sort of like a, you know, you can do all sorts of things with a vector. Like you can just make it as big. You can just scale it however you want it. It's just like it's just mathematical lines. So I'm with you, Glass Cake. I don't know. I'm just I don't know. I'm just happy using it the way it is. I don't know. It just works the way it just works the way I want it to. I don't know. There's a lot of people who use like older 3D software that is out of date because they just get really comfortable with it. They're just like, it just does what I want it to. Are you working on anything, sir, Mr. Glass Cake? Are you doing anything anything new lately? PNG or JPEG? Well, PNGs are inherently better at everything. Like anytime I import a graphic into this, it's a PNG because it's lossless. So if you're going for compression, you want JPEG. If you want a smaller file size, JPEG. If you want quality, you want PNG. If you're making a game, you shouldn't be worried about compressed 2D images. So there's that. Here, I'll show you like one example of like PNGs I use in this, right? Hold up. TIFF is like, I don't know who uses TIFF. TIFF was like a Mac thing for some weird reason, but so like, okay, so here's like a rotating yellow light, right? Simple, a relatively simple thing, but I didn't really like the way I can't really the thing we're doing doesn't really support flash blurs, and it So anytime it's like something I want sort of a soft blur, I have to use a PNG. So I just made a PNG. I drew it in Flash. I exported it. I brought it into Photoshop. I blurred it. Here it is, basically the way it looks. And then I brought it into Flash again. I put an additive filter on top. Like this is what it looks like without the added filter, with additive filters. So this is it makes it pop more. And then just did a rotate animation. Plus, then I animated like the little light on the inside of the globe moving around too with it. So those are things I use PNGs for, stuff like that. So you can do soft shading. You know, like if I were to draw, you know, so you just make a movie clip. And you just go to filters. You can blur it. So you can blur it in Flash, and it works. It's just what we're doing doesn't really support it that well. Plus, Flash blurs don't look as that terribly great. They just look a little off. But you know, I could duplicate it, change the color, then, you know, I could put a add filter on it. Maybe I should change this color to blue or something. Maybe that would be green. So yeah, I can, you know, you can do all sorts of things. See, overlay things, add glow filters. You know, you can make all sorts of like spooky effects. You know, you could do you know, could add a drop shadow. Let me just take the additive filter off first real fast. I mean, this is like CS3. This is like old stuff. So you could, like, the newer ones have probably more effects, but you can just do whatever with, you know. So there's all sorts of things you can do if you're animating in this. So I don't know. There's all that jazz. Yeah, Flash is for people who just like creatively figuring it out. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. They just want to figure things out the hard way. So like if I have something I want to put on the background here and I'm having trouble getting the color right, I'll take a screenshot. Hold up. Bring it into Photoshop. Second. Let's see here, bring some. Go to like select color range. If I'm having trouble getting it right in Flash, I'll just select the colors here, paste them on a new layer, and then I'll just go to image adjustment, you know, hue, saturation, color balance. Maybe like turn the lightness down, turn the saturation up, change the hue. You know, do color balance, maybe like turn up the red. I don't know, turn up the yellow. Maybe I'll just like pick this color only. So then that matches in better, so, you know. So then I'll just either export it or just take another little screenshot. I'll close that. Go into the symbol. Drag in the PNG. See, I would just be able to color pick off the Photoshop file directly, but that's a whole other issue with the new iMacs. Is like the color picker is sort of half broken on them. So I can just color pick off that, change it, and there we go. There we go, everyone. Blah blah blah. Maybe I can fix this over to this one. listening to? What is this soundtrack? Jesus. I thought about it, but I'm just been kind of low on time lately. It just seems like a game you're gonna have to invest a lot of time in, and I just don't really have it right now. I'm just kind of. Did Mick drop the game? Did he play it for like a day and stopped, or? Bleh. Hey Sabrina, what's going on? You're missing all the fun conversations. We were just talking about why people with terminal diseases are just bad people. You missed out. Yeah. Niles live. Uh-oh. You know what that means. Should we tune in to Nile? Should we listen to Nile? Yes or let's hear it. Let's have a vote. What will Nile do tonight? Niall. Nah, yeah. Alright, maybe I'll tune in a bit later. I'll let him get settled in before I ruin his night. Ask him to draw me a, if you go over there, ask him to draw me a new profile pic. And give him $1. Commission a profile pic for me, will ya? And I'll put it on Twitter. I'll put it on my Twitter account. Because I think he was ashamed of the one I used from him last time. Oh, please. Niall. Niall's the handsome one. I love Niall too. Niall is just so nice. Listen, it's so easy to hate people, but Niall is just such a nice, kind soul. I can't unleash my wrath on him. He's too kind for this world. Him and Sabrina, just too nice for this world. They don't deserve to be here. They deserve to be somewhere nicer. It's sunny all day long. But I deserve to be here. Oh yes, and all you do too. We deserve this hellish planet. I don't mean it like that, Sabrina. Jesus Christ. Let's all settle down here. Let's all calm down. Yes, let's see, Sabrina. Let's see. Let us see. I like Niall's landscapes. It's so interesting to me. Niall went this interesting landscaping route. Top lad.
What's up, negative 0? What up, son? Is there any way to check how many subscribers you have? Because, like, I wasn't able to figure that out. Not to jack myself off or anything, but I wanted to figure that out. Oh, there we go. Oh, 6 subscribers already. Ooh. That's awesome. Let's just think over it.
I'm only going to be nice to not
No.
Niall's.
They all want me to do a lurking Jeff emote because they always they know you lurk. But I said, guys, audience, I will not do that because I know my friend Jeff won't like that. And sanity squid. Engage. I need to do you a new Twitter. I do need to do you a new Twitter icon because that last one was kind of embarrassing. I only did it in 20 seconds. Johnny.
Now I'm not working. I'm just being entertained by Niall. Niall.
Lurking Jeff. I might as well make the lurking Jeff. And maybe an emote too, though. Let's see.
Oh, this should be good.
This is embarrassing that I'm drawing for you. I'll do it.
She spilled my coffee.
So it's the lurking Jeff.
Where the hell did that go? Where did my thing go?
this is gonna be terrible.
Where did my
They're just pretty dense. They're not ladylike, they're just dense. That's kind of the point.
I think my OBS window fucking vanished on me. Where did it go? I'm gonna turn this off and on real fast again. Just refresh in like 1 second. I don't know why this... Something weird is going on here. 1 second.
Make the Jeff thing. Make the Jeff thing what? Or just make the Jeff thing. X -0.
Oh wait, there it is.
Thanks, man. Lazy to actually make the real ones. But now I'm finally getting-
Anyway, alright.
Check them out. I did them on a really small canvas, so they all look all JPEG-y though, so I do need to fix that, but the new aesthetic. French pappy boy. Make sure to get his thick lips. He is not... Look,
Here we go.
you can appreciate another man's lips without being gay.
I'm regretting this now. I'm regretting this.
Should I make him smiling? No, because I always... People always ask me to draw a smiling Jeff, but I always tell them it's impossible. But, I have to... I don't know, I have to make him lurk. How would you work? What would his expression be? What would his mouth be like if he was lurking? Hey, alien sub-up. Hey, glass cake. You're a refugee. Go back home to your own country. We don't need your kind here. I'm talking about British people, so... Oh, you migrated from Jetstream. Don't do that. You need a dual stream. You need to stick them both on at the same time. Jeff's working on way cooler shit than me. Tiny mouth, make him with a disgusted look. Oh, yeah.
Let's see what happens here.
I don't know how to do disgust. Is it more like disapproving? I'd be like, I'd have to do his eyebrows like. Disgust. Sorry.
Niall. It's Niall, everyone.
Put on Niall screen 4 times. This is Outlast fan art. No. Outlast fan art would be the inside of like barrel. The inside of a closet or under a bed.
It's Niall.
Oh, that's Mike. Hey, Mike. Didn't realize it was you.
Mike. Niall sure has degenerates in his stream. I want Jeff to give me a BJ. Is that weird? It's Niall's audience for you.
Jeff noise. I'm just doing a like disgusting noise. Coincidentally, the Jeff noise sounds like a disgusting noise.
I feel like such an outcast. I'm such a... Memory hole? That's the last thing I wanted, but if I'm glad you're...
So that I can listen to you listening to him. What? He's mad they made Symmetra autistic. What? Wait. It's a sad state of affairs that I don't know if you're telling the truth or not about Symmetra being autistic. Did they really make an autistic character? I mean, it's fine if they did, but it's like... Make a character, like, you know, make him... Don't just decide later. Like, you know the way J.K. Rowling decided later that Dumbledore was gay? Don't do that.
Do I think not? Niall's getting a lot... Niall is improving quickly. His backgrounds are like... His paintings are really something else.
I was going to make Jeff topless, but I paid everybody.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know if I can do that on Twitch.
He doesn't know if he can draw me topless on Twitch. What is happening?
Do you see that Facebook thing where like some like normal lady posted her tits? Facebook took it down from the guidelines, and she disputed it, or he disputed it, saying that she's a male. Goes by being a male. Oh shit! We have re-uploaded your picture.
I know, sir. I know what you're talking about. Well, yeah, we've been Mike Welsh and I watch lots of it all the time. We watch it every day. Not every day, but a lot of days. Your big old dinosaur drawing. Looking good, Sabrina. Looking good.
Like, I don't feel cool doing it.
Did you do that with markers?
Just an addiction.
I don't know how you do shit with markers like that. I just don't know how people deal with it. Fucking markers, I don't know. Sounds like a terrible wedding to me. Vape, screaming vape, and everyone's screaming Vape Nation at the wedding. Autism.
Is it nicotine? I think this one actually has extra nicotine. I don't usually have like a lot. I usually do 3 or 6. I think this one has like 18. But this is one I bought ages ago, and I just happened to find it. I don't vape full time. It's just that until this juice is gone. Some dude did it at a wedding. He was this like tubby dude that like I could clearly see that everyone found him annoying. He kept saying it.
I bet now.
This is close, I don't know. I think I need to do more epic eyelashes.
This is probably the exact expression Jeff is making as he watches this stream. Yep.
He's right. He's right.
Check out Sab's new Digimon drawing. She didn't. I didn't see it. They're actually smoking. Probably. I don't know. The scientific evidence has not been released yet, but I'd imagine so. I gotta give you this thing called popcorn lung though, or makes your like alveoli like turn into popcorn particles.
Ding.
Keep drawing cool stuff, you Gaylord. Also, hi, Jack.
Thanks for donating 666.
The wonders of technology. I just
man, my nose is itchy. Sorry.
Welcome to the future.
My nose always gets itchy when I stream, and I don't know why that is. But it always only happens when I stream. I don't go around itching my nose all day.
It's because
like,
Niall's
stream,
lying about everything.
It's fucking weird.
He's a
I
liar.
don't know if it's coincidence or like it's whatever time of night it is or what. God damn. Must be pretty dank. Head that way. I'm a part time.
Still my coffee.
Ryberg, have you seen this video? Makes me uncomfortable to watch. What video is that? Let me see. Oh yeah, I have seen that. I don't know why that had to exist. I don't hate it though.
PP.
Like, I just don't know why that is a thing. Like,
What are you listening to, Niall?
I guess that scene is kind of musical, like the way the lines are delivered and whatever fucking virtuoso that guy was. Picked up on that. I don't know. Maybe not. I'm an idiot.
Popcorn lung. That sounds horrible. They were exposed to the flavorings all day. Like they were breathing in apple pie flavor.
I used to make this vape and it made my lungs feel like shit for the rest of the day. Yeah, the first time I vaped was from Stamper's Vape. We were in the Cheesecake Factory. And I saw him. He had this big fucking, what's it called, steampunk looking thing. And it had like pipes and shit. And he was like, "Come on, man, try my vape, man." And I was like, "Okay." And then I went,
It's a good impression.
"Little puppy."
Try my vape, man.
Everyone was like, "Oh, you're so cute." And then all the like waitresses came over.
I don't know why everyone I know uses vaping like candy. Like it's like candy to them. They're not trying to quit smoking. They're just like.
Well, there hasn't been any reported cases of anything from vape users because vaping has only been around for like 3 years, maybe 4. AJF with Ice Cube in his NWA days. Ice Cube? Ding.
Serious question. Is Jeff bald under his hat?
No. I don't know if you'd like me telling this, but once I saw Jeff without his hat, and he looked very uncomfortable.
I was uncomfortable because Niall was staring at me.
You'll hate that. But I walked into Stamper's house once. He was sitting on the couch with no hat on, and he was like,
Niall tells this story like 80 times a year. Like that one time Jeff was uncomfortable.
Jesus. Makes your areolas puffy. What the fuck are we talking about now?
Look, Niall has Final Fantasy 12 PlayStation 2 hair. Niall's hair is like from PlayStation 2 graphics. I don't know why.
I don't know. I don't know what Mexican pop is like, but I probably wouldn't do it. I mean, $50,000 is a lot of money, but it's not like a life-changing amount of money. That's the Mexican pop thing is a life-changing thing that happened.
I don't wear my hat most of the time. I don't know how. I don't know. I don't know why this whole thing has started on me, but. Obsessive fucking weirdos.
We gotta color this in. I'll fix it actually. I think better way about it. Anyone who uses Clip Studio Paint or Manga Studio, how the fuck do raster layers work? I click on like make a new raster layer. As so, here, new raster.
Where is Niall's
It's still all pixelated. It looks exactly the goddamn same as the fucking vector layer or whatever it's called.
Oh, there we go. Hold up.
Because when I use Psy, which I rarely use Psy, but when I use Paint Tool Psy, no matter how far you zoom in, the lines look good. but he was the only one who could like curl the weights that were in the Newgrounds office. Everyone else was a pussy. They could do like 2. Jeff could do it all day long.
Tyler and I are gonna be going to the gym now several times a week. We're gonna get buff together, big game buff.
Raster Lair should be pixely.
I'm not jacked, but I'm getting there. I'm gonna get there. I'm
Vector
gonna get
layer.
there.
I'm so goddamn fucking stupid. Wait, so it's a vector layer. That's still pixely, man. That's still pixely. This is an outrage. Layer. Yeah, it's all pixely.
Both flags.
You're using 3D models. The new rate rise layer makes it into flat 2D layers in 3D model.
Nerd! Oh, thanks for helping. I usually
I'm
use
just trying to send a
6,000 by
message to
6,000.
Niall,
I
and
think
it's like this such an
is
elaborate.
1080p. I think it's like left over from when I was doing
Ah,
something else.
such an elaborate
Just save
thing.
that setting or something accidentally, but Twitch emotes need to be tiny, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't bother me for this case. Twitch emotes are like 120 or like 112 by 112 at the biggest. That's the largest you can do, I think.
Did that work?
So, ding.
Now tell that story one more time and I'm gonna eat your balls. Jeff.
Oh no. I thought you left. I won't tell it again. I told it before. But you did look like a lost puppy. That's all I'm gonna say.
Niall was one to
I
talk.
don't know if it was related to the hat, but it's just I just put the pieces together.
Nice to Niall, and he's not nice to me.
Oops, I don't know. Vector should 100% not be. Yeah, I know. I got mixed up. I meant to say vector layer, but it's still pixely. Vector layer. New vector layer, layer 5. Yeah. What?
Niall. It's Niall, everyone.
What if it's another one of these pens? Turnip pen. No, that's pixely. Mapping pen. Pixely. Calligraphy. Pixely. For effect. Pixely as fuck. Textured pen. Super pixely. Yeah, I don't know. Where is this? Change your canvas size? Yeah. I'll do that next time. Jeff doesn't leave, Jeff is always with it. Does it have to do with what kind of brush you're using? I just tried them all. I think it converts vector layer to raster to view. Why? Any music you're into recently? Well, I'll throw on a tune because I've been listening to this recently. This song is pretty cool.
I'll show you my muscles one day.
It's from the game Distance.
I'll show you my muscles after a few weeks of the
I usually
gym.
play music in my streams because I figure if people want to listen to music, they'll listen to their own music while I'm streaming. But I'll put this one on. It's cool because like the game Distance is like a racing game where you're in this futuristic. It's like Wipeout. It's not this song in particular, but it's like just the entire soundtrack.
Niall, you're gay.
I also don't want to like push my music onto people, like music taste onto people. Either. It's like one of these kind of songs. Gets me hyped to draw pictures, such as a potato. I think I was listening to this while I drew this potato.
How can I even put up with it? Maybe you're just a quitter. Maybe you're just a quitter. I like Flash. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you're too lazy to try to get better. Don't be a bum. Just learn it. Just stop being a lazy bum.
That game is Distance is sweet though. You should check it out.
Yeah, fucking bums.
Oh yeah, this is the one. Yeah, I know the VOD is gonna get me. I don't think so. I don't know if this is even copyright. Like, this game isn't very well known. Maybe it will.
Where can you buy your own what?
Like 20,000 views, so. I don't know.
Jeez, people are your autism is spiking, just letting you know.
And like all the lights and stuff like blink to the beat and shit. It's really cool. It's a cool atmosphere in that game. But I won't put it on. I won't torture you with my shitty music. Anyway,
Or Niall.
so what would my prison nickname be? Little Nile. Puri prisoner. Clean lines for digital art. Well, yeah, a good technique is you need to be kind of confident. So you have to be like, I don't know, just say you're doing a head, right? This is just the construction line for the head.
Anybody who even brings up body pillows,
I'd be like,
you don't even want to know what I would suggest happens to you. You should, you know what?
You want to do confident
It
lines.
makes
You're
me
gonna be like,
wish.
it's good to be like, you can overlap them.
It makes me wish Vlad the Impaler was still alive and he could put you up on a spike.
Your lines look a little more
Just put you up on a spike in a field.
The thickness is more uniform. Like it doesn't just fade out when it shouldn't fade out and stuff. I don't know. There's a lot of reasons why this looks better when you do it like this. Just confidence. Try to do it fast, and there's gonna be a lot of control and Z until you get it looking right. But once you get it looking right, you have nice looking. No one really gets their line work right on the first time. So any artist you see who has good line work, they probably did it a million times.
I get it right. I didn't mean that. Look, if you wanna snuggle with an anime body pillow, you go right ahead. I won't stop you.
Oh yeah, Chris made a video about it.
Your parents are gonna want to disown you, but you do what you gotta do. You want to make your mother cry, then you buy your body pillows.
See, I'm doing it now. It's like so. There's no one good way to do a line. Like you could also just be immaculate, zoom in really far and be like. Get the perfect line every time.
Does anyone normal listen to me? Is it all degenerates? Is that what I'm doomed? Is that what I'm doomed to live? My life is people talking about body pillows all night long. Who's encouraging this? Who are you listening to all day? What stream are you listening to all day that encourages this? 'Cause I want to know so I can put a stop to it. Who do I need to end?
Start a Lambo fund. I need to worry about being able to eat food before I start buying a Lamborghini.
Somebody out there is a poor role model for you people, I think, and I want to know who it is.
Yeah, and I know one of you are going to say, don't look like you need to worry about eating food now.
I mean, I'm abnormal, but I'm abnormal in my own way.
Did you know statistically poorer people in the USA are more overweight than the wealthy people? Yeah, because cheap food is shit food. Everyone knows that.
Niall's right. He's right, and when he's right, he's right. Who here has a body pillow for real? Who? Okay, give me this. You're all semi-anonymous anyway, so who cares? Just be honest. Like, what's the thing you'd consider most embarrassing, or you think people would be least accepting of you for? Just throw it on out there. Let's hear it. Just clear your conscience. I won't yell at you, I promise. I'm just curious. I wanna see what we're dealing with here. Sabrina has penguin pillows. She wins. She wins the degeneracy contest. Just kidding. Just kidding, Sabrina. That's look, it could be a lot worse. It could go a lot worse than penguin pillows. We all know that. Sabrina's an amateur in the world of degeneracy.
They just finished it.
Dragon dildos. See, I doubt you're all lying to me anyway, so what's the point? You got a lot of water. That's a weird answer, but I accept it. You draw a lot of autistic stuff sometimes.
Good. But like, because I'm in LA, well, I'm here in LA.
And you hide it. You watch reaction videos.
Run on a treadmill.
Bad Dragon? Is that? I'm not sure. You got a hentai anime babe with a big dick pillow. Her pee-pee's... Man, get out of here. Get out of here. Fibbing. You're fibbing. I don't believe you.
She spilled my coffee.
How many mode slots? 50, I think. Oh no, wait, I don't know. Wait, no, 50 I think is the max. I don't know how many I have. How do you check? Is there a way to check?
Yes, Niall, there is. Go to your... Niall's not a partner. Never mind. Forgot. Not... I don't know why not. Niall should just sign up.
Maybe write a funnier, better rap anywhere. I don't know. I don't want to be one of those
Oh, did he?
funny because I'm a fat guy.
Go to partner settings, Niall. You handsome fella. He got partnered yesterday, did he? Oh yeah, he did. All right, there's a subscribe button. Didn't know that.
I'm only 5 foot like 10 or 11.
I have a free Prime subscription. Should I use it on Niall? Should I subscribe to Niall?
I don't carry it well either. If I carried it well,
I'll
it'd be
do
okay.
it.
I
I'll
don't
give
carry
him.
it.
I'll subscribe to Niall this month.
It all goes into like womanly areas, like my fucking bum and like goddamn thighs.
I want to see what I got here. Do I have any Now doesn't have any icons yet. Damn it.
I hate those people who fucking tell me they lost weight by like just cutting out a soda or something, or like I stopped eating fried. Like everything. I need to like start. No, wait. How's it gonna work? Maybe it will work, but it just takes too long and like I lose motivation. I've been fat many a time. Dude, this collar is so terrible. Wait, whoa, what's that noise? You subscribe? Oh no. Thanks, man. Didn't need to do that.
Well, you're right. You're right now. I didn't.
Fuck you, nah. That is a meme from 2014, my friend.
Just saying "fuck you" now is a meme now. It's like a sad meme.
And then people would tell me not to starve yourself, you should eat. I know I need to eat, but skinny tastes better. That's not really my philosophy as of late because clearly I am fat. How do you call it? I drew many a color. I just forget how to draw it. I don't know why. Collared shirt. Oh yeah. Oops. Forgot about this part. Have to make them even. Let's see here now. Well, cut out soda really does help a shit ton. I don't drink. Well, I do. I don't drink a whole lot of soda. Maybe the odd time. Today I had a root beer. But I usually drink diet soda. And people who tell me you're getting more weight on diet soda, that's fucking bullshit. Bullshit. You do not gain more weight on diet soda. There's 0 calories. By definition, you cannot gain weight on diet soda. You can't. Look, guys, you don't know this about me, but I used to be in good shape. You know, back in 2011, 2012. I was in pretty darn good shape. And throughout my whole dieting and exercise routine, I drink a lot of diet soda. Didn't affect me any way, shape, or form. Anyway, I don't know why you're getting dietary advice from me. I'll say the N-word. Nincompoop. So anyone here know how to fit an image into a layer below and clip? What do you mean? Image into the layer below? You can merge layers. You can merge with layer below. You can go merge with layer below. That works. Is that what you want? Fucking snail and Shrek looks delicious. Does diet give soda give you cancer and dementia? I'd be surprised if I didn't have those.
Alright, I'm gonna go. I gotta sleep. Gotta sleep. Good night.